It's time to let yourself explore the wide open beauty of Florida. Cast away your stress and soak up some peace of mind. Say yes to something new, like this, or this, or what's this? Enjoy a little freedom, a touch of spontaneity, and lots of sunshine. Make each day shine exactly the way it's supposed to. Whatever getaway you're imagining, you can make it real here. Because in Florida, it's possible.
I'm joined today by Dana Young, Visit Florida's President and CEO, who will be telling me all about Visit Florida's plans for the future and what they've been doing to stay connected to the trade. So hey Dana, how are you doing over there in the States?
Well, good morning to me. Good afternoon to you. We're doing well, but we miss you. We miss all our UK visitors here in Florida. We're ready to have you back.
I'm sure, yes, because the UK is one of your biggest markets, I believe. So how has that affected the tourism industry over there in Florida?
Well, the UK is our number 2 market and our number 1 fly market. Obviously, the Canadians, they're hardy and they will drive from Canada to Florida. So they're our largest, and then UK comes in as a close second. This pandemic has affected everyone. Our tourism industry has been hurt like every other state in the US and every country in the world. But we have been very fortunate to have a state that's been allowed to remain open throughout this pandemic. And we have strong support from our governor to allow businesses to stay operating, and restaurants and hotels and vacation rentals and so forth. So we're in a situation now where I think if you were to come to Florida today, you would feel, it would feel very open and free to you. People wear masks, but if you're willing to wear a mask and keep an appropriate distance, you can pretty much do anything that you did before. And it's a wonderful feeling. Yes.
That's fascinating, because we're here in a national lockdown and everything is shut. So I guess we're all dreaming about being able to go for brunch and dinner and some of your amazing amusement parks and beaches. So they're all open for domestic tourists, I guess.
Yes, they're all open. They're all open for anyone who can get here, frankly.
Yeah, that's the problem, is getting there.
Yes, it's a beautiful sunny day today, and everything is open. We are really fortunate, and this is probably one of the main reasons we've been allowed to do this, is that we live so much of our lives outside in Florida. Yeah. Everyone, on my back porch, I've got a fire pit and a couch and a TV. And so we can be outside year round, even though it's winter now. We have just scores of outdoor dining, obviously the beaches and the parks, and just so many outdoor activities that allow for safe, fun activities. We've been able to keep enjoying that, and our visitors have been able to do that.
So what are your hopes for Florida's tourism industry post-COVID-19? Is there anything you're going to focus on? I know that outdoor adventure is a huge theme because everyone wants to be outdoors. So what is it that you're pushing in the tourism sector?
We just want people to know that regardless of their comfort level, regardless of their vaccinated status or anything, that we offer experiences to fit any of those levels. If someone is particularly very, very careful, then hey, we've got amazing beaches where you might not have anybody for another mile. We've got vacation rentals where people could rent the whole home and so, clean themselves and be isolated in that way. And then there are people like me that are willing to be a little more adventurous and go out and dine outside, stay in hotels, travel the state, and we can fit every bit of that spectrum, from very careful to willing to push the envelope a little bit with safe measures like masking and hand sanitizer and that sort of thing.
And what kind of impact does Visit Florida have on the Florida economy?
Well, Visit Florida is a driving factor in everything that makes our Florida economy work. Visit Florida and our tourism industry. So as I mentioned earlier, in 2019, we had just capped off our 10th record year of visitation. So we had 131 million visitors, domestic and international, come to Florida. And they contributed something on the order of $96 billion to our state economy and 1.6 million jobs. So as COVID hit our state, those numbers went down significantly. But I like to put a more positive spin on those numbers, because as we work to recover our tourism economy, our state economy will recover alongside. So the faster we get tourism back, the more quickly our economy can recover, if that makes sense. And so we have launched two campaigns already, two major campaigns at Visit Florida. The first was in the late summer, and it ran through November, and it was geared toward Florida residents, encouraging people to get out and realize how lucky they are to live in such a wonderful place where the world, really longs to vacation, and encouraging them to get out and explore Florida, which is, as you well know, is a very, very large state. Do some things that they haven't done before. And that was incredibly successful. And I'll go through those metrics in a minute. We are still in market with our domestic drive market campaign, which is all outside the state of Florida, and drive markets within 700 miles. So from Texas to Louisiana, Georgia, up the coast, as far as Philadelphia. And those two campaigns combined have received over 600 million impressions.
Wow.
Which is incredible.
Yes. Yeah. Is
And
that
the
across
return
all
on ad
social
spend
media?
is like, pardon?
Is that across social media? Was there TV advertising or?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Wow.
Yes, hugely, hugely successful. And so we're looking at the ROI on those, and they're massive. The in-state ad alone, I think, was attributed by Expedia to 750,000 room nights, something like that, just from our in-state ad. I don't have those numbers readily here. Usually I make a lot of notes, and I just have these lots of sheets, which I can't find anything. So anyway, highly, highly successful. And now we're about to launch our winter campaign, and we're going to be marketing in other areas of the US. But you're more interested in international, obviously.
I am, yes, but it would be interesting to hear in regards to those campaigns, if you've seen any growth since the beginning of COVID, either maybe not internationally, but definitely domestically. You must have done.
We actually have. So it was so reassuring to get the numbers back, because so we launched in Q2, we launched the in-state and then the domestic campaign. And between Q2 and Q3, we saw a 70% increase in visitors to the state of Florida from Q1. Now, I mean, from Q2 to Q3. So the numbers were down, but we had an additional roughly 9 million people come to Florida once we started advertising. And we've seen through our data that more than 70% of people who have seen our ads say that they would come to Florida on vacation. So that tells us, and it really justifies what we're doing, and tells us that our marketing is working.
Yes, definitely. And a lot of people in the UK would associate Florida with the great theme parks and a lot of attractions for families and children. But tell us about the other attractions and appeal of Florida. I know there's a lot of nature and outdoor adventure that you can do. So tell us a bit about that.
I would love to, because we've been really trying to educate our visitors on the wonderful outdoor adventures in Florida for several years, and now COVID has put a spotlight on it. And the beautiful thing is that these outdoor adventures can be accessed very, very easily from any of our major airline hubs. So Orlando, Tampa, Miami, really any of the large international airports. It's very easy to rent a car, and our road network is excellent. So within a short drive of, say, Tampa, an hour later, you could be in Crystal River swimming with the manatee. Or if you, which is amazing. And again, from Tampa, 2.5 to 3 hours south, you could be in the Everglades and, be looking at all the amazing wildlife and nature that the Everglades has to offer. The Kennedy Space Center is an hour from Orlando. So that's something that's truly unique to Florida and getting a lot of attention right now. 30 minutes from Disney south, 30 minutes, a short taxi ride, is Lake Kissimmee. And I was there last year for the first time. I took an airboat ride, and I felt like I was in a complete wilderness, even though it was right there by Orlando. So these are just examples. And we work with all of our destination partners here in the state to educate travel agents and tour operators and wholesalers about all of these great adventures that can be a short drive and very inexpensive to experience for our visitors.
And tell us more about how Visit Florida is working with the trade in the UK. I know you've got a toolkit and a travel pro that you've updated with various online learning tools. So tell us a bit about that.
Well, so I'm glad you know about the toolkit and the travel pro, because we are constantly updating those so that we can make sure that all of our travel agent partners know what our various destinations have to offer and all of the new things that come online, and just the opportunities that are available. But in addition to that, just last week, I think we launched an incentive program with gold medal in the UK. And through that, 18 agents, very lucky agents, are going to win trips to Florida so that they can experience it themselves. So we're very excited about that, and hopefully we can get them here soon. Working with us, and we're going to continue having virtual and hybrid, in-person type events going forward. So we're very committed, and there's really nothing that we won't do if people have a good idea about it.
Great, that's good to hear. And I did read that you've added sustainability, and I think it's LGBTQ plus elements to your travel pro. So tell us a bit about those themes and why they're important to you.
Well, let's talk about LGBTQ plus first. Florida is a very, very diverse state. We've talked about the diverse experiences, but the people who live here are very diverse, and the people who visit here are very diverse. And our message at Visit Florida is that we embrace everyone. We embrace all cultures, all colors, all sexual orientations, everything that you identify as is welcome here in Florida. We want these visitors to come. We're the #1 destination for African American travelers. We're always reaching out to just show that we are embracing diversity and inclusion in every way, and we'll continue to do that. And then you asked about sustainability. Florida has a very special, unique natural environment. And that is why many people come here, our beaches and our springs and the Everglades and everything else. And if we don't protect those wonderful natural attributes, then people would be less likely to come here. So it's incumbent not only from a moral perspective, but from a tourism perspective to make sure that we take care of our environment so that people can enjoy it for generations.
Definitely. Research does suggest that people are more aware of their carbon footprint, and they want to do more sustainable activities and contribute to, local communities and things like that. So that's good to hear. And let's finish on a fun one. What's off the beaten track and secret Florida activities or destinations would you recommend for a first-time visitor?
Oh boy, that's hard because I'm not allowed to pick winners and losers. So let me try to pick some from around the state. My home is Tampa. That's where I am now. And I think that Tampa Bay has so much to offer. And they are wonderful, wonderful partners with Visit Florida. And there's, golfing and kayaking through the mangroves and beautiful beaches. But then, if you go down into Southwest Florida, you have Sanibel Island and Fort Myers and Anna Maria Island, and all of the islands along the Gulf Coast and the cities along the Gulf Coast are wonderful. The Florida Keys are very special and unique. In fact, I'll be spending some time there this summer for the first time for, a long period. I look up St. Augustine on the East Coast is unique, the oldest city in the state.
Yeah.
Amelia Island, the Panhandle. I can't pick one.
Okay, that's good enough. You've just got to come and see it all.
That's right. Come spend 2 weeks and we'll show you as much as we can.
Great. Well, thanks so much for talking to me, Dana. It's been a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
And hopefully it won't be another year until we can see each other face to face.
I hope not. And I will send you just sunny wishes and warm thoughts and hope that this is over soon for our friends in the UK.
Thank you very much. Take care.